AI-102 Microsoft Azure AI Engineer, 80 questions and answers. Question 1. You have a website that allows users to upload images. You need to ensure that the uploaded images do not contain adult content. The solution must minimize development effort. Which service should you use? Option 1. Azure AI Face Service. Option 2. Azure AI Custom Vision. Option 3. Azure AI Vision Image Analysis. Option 4. Azure AI Vision Spatial Analysis. Correct answer, Azure AI Vision Image Analysis. Explanation: the Azure AI Vision Image Analysis service can extract a wide variety of visual features from an image. One of them is to detect adult content. The Azure AI Face service provides AI algorithms that detect, recognize, and analyze human faces in images. Azure AI Custom Vision is an image recognition service that lets you build, deploy, and improve own image identifier models. So, while it is possible, it is not the solution with the lowest development effort. Azure AI Vision Spatial Analysis is used to ingest streaming video from cameras, extract insights, and generate events to be used by other systems. Question 2. You are building an app that will extract specific information from scanned receipts. Which service should you use? Option 1. Azure Application Insights. Option 2. Azure AI Language. Option 3. Azure AI Document Intelligence. Option 4. Azure AI Metrics Advisor. Correct answer, Azure AI Document Intelligence. Explanation: Azure AI Document Intelligence is capable of automatically extracting information from given documents by using machine learning. Azure AI Metrics Advisor, Azure Application Insights, and Azure AI Language do not allow you to extract specific data from scanned receipts. Question 3. You are building an app that will extract insights from video files. You need to identify which service to use. The solution must ensure that you can customize the language model used. What should you use? Option 1. Azure AI Language. Option 2. Azure Communication Services. Option 3. Azure AI Vision. Option 4. Azure AI Video Indexer. Correct answer, Azure AI Video Indexer. Explanation: the only service that can customize the language model for a solution based on gaining insights from videos in Azure AI Video Indexer. Question 4. You are building a mobile app that will enable users to scan street signs and will read out the text on the sign. You need to recommend a service to use. The solution must minimize development effort. Which service should you recommend? Option 1. Azure AI Vision. Option 2. Azure AI Custom Vision. Option 3. Azure AI Face Service. Option 4. Azure AI Document Intelligence. Correct answer, Azure AI Vision. Explanation: Azure AI Vision is the only service which can achieve the desired result. Azure AI Custom Vision and Azure AI Face do not offer OCR. Azure AI Document Intelligence is designed for documents, but not images. Question 5. You are building an app that will extract text from scanned receipts. You need to recommend which service to use. The solution must minimize development effort. What should you recommend? Option 1. Azure AI Vision. Option 2. Azure AI Custom Vision. Option 3. Azure AI Document Intelligence. Option 4. Azure Machine Learning. Correct answer, Azure AI Document Intelligence. Explanation: Azure AI Document Intelligence is designed to work with documents such as receipts, as it offers pre-built models for extracting information from these kinds of documents. Question 6. You are building an app that will use an Azure AI Services resource. You need to identify the endpoint for the resource. From the Azure CLI, which command should you run? Option 1. AZ Cognitive Services Account Show. Option 2. AZ Cognitive Services Account Show Name MyResource. Option 3. AZ Cognitive Services Account Show Name MyResource Resource Group Cognitive Services Resource Group. Option 4. AZ Cognitive Services Account Show Resource Group Cognitive Services Resource Group. Correct answer, AZ Cognitive Services Account Show Name MyResource Resource Group Cognitive Services Resource Group. Explanation, as you need to provide the name and the resource group for your cognitive service account to retrieve the endpoint amongst other information for the resource, AZ Cognitive Services Account Show Name MyResource Resource Group Cognitive Services Resource Group is the only valid command. Question 7. You have an Azure App Services web app named App1. You need to configure App1 to use Azure AI services to authenticate by using Microsoft Entra ID. The solution must meet the following requirements. Minimize administrative effort. Use the principle of least privilege. What should you do? Option 1. Create a secret and store the secret in an Azure Key Vault. Assign App1 role-based access control, RBAC, permissions to the secret. Option 2. Create a Microsoft Entra app registration and enable certificate-based authentication. Option 3. From App1, enable a managed identity and assign role-based access control, RBAC, permissions to Azure AI services. Option 4. From PowerShell, create a secret that never expires. Correct answer, from App1, enable a managed identity and assign role-based access control, RBAC, permissions to Azure AI services. Explanation, with a managed identity, the rotation of the secrets, certificates, is done automatically. You still need to rotate secrets by using the Key Vault, and you cannot create secrets that never expire from the portal. It is not considered best practice to create one with PS1 or the CLI, and a certificate will also expire at some point. Question 8. You are building an app that will use Azure AI Custom Vision. The app will be deployed to an internet host. You enable firewall rules for your Azure AI Services account. You need to ensure that the app can access the Azure AI Custom Vision service over the internet. What should you do? Option 1. Assign a role-based access control, RBAC, role to the Azure AI Custom Vision service. Option 2. Grant access to a specific virtual network. Option 3. Grant access to an internet IP range. Option 4. Include an access token in the authorization header. Correct answer, grant access to an internet IP range. Explanation, if you enable the firewall for the Azure AI Services account, you need to allow network access to the service. You can achieve this by either allowing access from a specific virtual network or adding an IP range to the firewall rules. In this situation, the app is deployed to the internet, and you can provide specific internet hosts access by adding an IP or range of IPs to the firewall rules. Question 9. You are developing a containerized optical character recognition, OCR, capable application by using Azure AI Services containers. While developing the solution, you retrieve a status message of mismatch, and the connection to the AI services resource fails. You need to ensure that the solution can connect to the AI services resource. What should you do? Option 1. Confirm that the API key is for the correct region. Option 2. Confirm that the API key is for the correct resource type. Option 3. Confirm that the Azure AI Services resource is online. Option 4. Upgrade the Azure AI Services resource to a higher tier. Correct answer, confirm that the API key is for the correct resource type. Explanation, mismatch means that the wrong API key has been used. If you have provided an API key or endpoint for a different kind of Azure AI Services resource, you find your API key and service region in the Azure portal, in the Keys and Endpoint section for your Azure AI Services resource. If the API key is invalid, you must confirm that the API key is for the correct region. If the API key has exceeded the quota, then you can either upgrade your pricing tier or wait for an additional quota to become available. Find your tier in the Azure portal, in the Pricing Tier section of your Azure AI Service resource. The mismatch error would not be generated if the resource was offline. Question 10. You have an app named App1 that analyzes social media mentions and determines whether comments are positive or negative. During testing, you notice that App1 generates negative sentiment analysis in response to customer feedback that contains positive feedback. You need to ensure that App1 includes more granular information during the analysis. What should you add to the API requests? Option 1. Logging opt-out equals true. Option 2. String index type equals text elements underscore v8. Option 3. Opinion mining equals true. Correct answer, opinion mining equals true. Explanation, opinion mining equals true will add aspect-based sentiment analysis, which in turn will make the sentiment more granular so that positive and negative in a single sentence can be returned. Logging opt-out equals true will opt out of logging, and string index type equals text elements underscore v8 will set the returned offset and length values to correspond with text elements. Question 11. You are building an app that will analyze resumes and remove names and addresses. You need to configure the Azure AI language personally identifiable information (PII) detection feature for the app. Which category should you specify in the request? Option 1. Person, address, and IP. Option 2. Person and address only. Option 3. Person, person type, and address. Correct answer, person and address only. Explanation, person and address will detect names and addresses. Person type will also remove job roles. IP will also remove IP addresses. Question 12. You are building an app that will analyze the sentiment of user feedback by using Azure AI language. You have a test document named test.docs that contains one positive sentence and multiple neutral sentences. You need to validate the app by analyzing test.docs. Which label will the app return for test.docs? Option 1. Mixed. Option 2. Negative. Option 3. Neutral. Option 4. Positive. Correct answer, positive. Explanation, if there is at least one positive sentence in the document, and the rest of the document is neutral, then the document label is positive. Question 13. You are building an app that will flag documents that contain the names of staff members by using the Azure AI language personally identifiable information (PII) detection feature. You need to configure the PII detection feature. Which category should you use? Option 1. Age. Option 2. Date time. Option 3. Person. Option 4. Phone number. Correct answer, person. Explanation, the person category detects names of people in the PII detection feature. The phone number category detects phone numbers, the age category detects people's ages, and the date time detects dates and time values. Question 14. You need to build an app that will summarize text documents into key phrases. Which Azure AI language feature should you recommend? Option 1. Language summarization. Option 2. Key phrase extraction. Option 3. Named entity recognition, NER. Option 4. Personally identifiable information, PII, detection. Correct answer, key phrase extraction. Explanation, key phrase extraction is used to quickly identify the main concepts in text, whereas the other features do not return key phrases from longer text documents. Question 15. You are building an app that will analyze meeting recordings and identify who is speaking at which moment in time. You need to configure a voice profile for the app. Which type of voice profile should you use? Option 1. Speaker identification. Option 2. Text-dependent verification. Option 3. Text-independent verification. Correct answer, speaker identification. Explanation, text-independent verification means that speakers can speak in everyday language in enrollment and verification phases. Text-dependent verification means that speakers need to choose the same passphrase to use during both enrollment and verification phases. This is the voice profile that should be used when configuring a voice profile for the app. Speaker identification helps you determine an unknown speaker's identity within a group of enrolled speakers. Question 16. You are building an app that will enable users to create notes by using speech. You need to recommend the Azure AI speech service model to use. The solution must support noisy environments. Which model should you recommend? Option 1. Base. Option 2. Base with customizations. Option 3. Custom speech to text. Option 4. Default. Correct answer, custom speech to text. Explanation: the custom speech-to-text model is correct, as you need to adapt the model because a factory floor might have ambient noise, which the model should be trained on. Question 17. You plan to build an app that will transcribe large quantities of audio files by using the Azure AI Speech Service Batch Transcription feature. You need to recommend a storage solution for the audio files. The solution must minimize development effort. What should you recommend? Option 1. Azure Cosmos DB. Option 2. Azure Data Lake Storage. Option 3. Azure SQL Database. Option 4. Azure Storage. Correct answer, Azure Storage. Explanation: Azure Storage is the only storage provider that can be used by default for batch transcription. Question 18. You are building an app that will recognize the intent and entities of user utterances in real time. You need to implement the pattern matching intent recognition mechanism. The solution must only detect entities that you define in a catalog of phrases. Which entity type should you use? Option 1. The list entity using fuzzy mode. Option 2. The list entity using strict mode. Option 3. The pre-built entity using fuzzy mode. Option 4. The pre-built entity using strict mode. Option 5. The regex entity using fuzzy mode. Correct answer, the list entity using strict mode. Explanation: the list entity is made up of a list of phrases that will guide the engine on how to match the text. When an entity has an ID of type list and is in strict mode, the engine will only match if the text in the slot appears in the list. Question 19. You are building a custom translation model. You need to use bilingual training documents to teach the model your terminology and style. Which rule should you follow? Option 1. Be liberal. Option 2. Be restrictive. Option 3. Be strict. Correct answer, be liberal. Explanation: be liberal is correct. Any in-domain human translation is better than machine translation. Add and remove documents as you go and try to improve the bilingual evaluation understudy (BLEU) score. Be strict is incorrect. Compose them to be optimally representative of what you are going to translate in the future. Be restrictive is also incorrect. A phrase dictionary is case-sensitive, and any word or phrase listed is translated in the way you specify. In many cases, it is better to not use a phrase dictionary and let the system learn. Question 20. You are building a custom translation model. You need to evaluate the precision of the text that you translated by using a bilingual evaluation understudy (BLEU) score. Which scale is used for the score? Option 1. Between 0 and 1. Option 2. Between 0 and 100. Option 3. Low, medium, and high. Correct answer, between 0 and 100. Explanation: a BLEU score is a number between 0 and 100. A score of 0 indicates a low-quality translation, where nothing in the translation matches the reference. A score of 100 indicates a perfect translation that is identical to the reference. It is unnecessary to attain a score of 100. A BLEU score between 40 and 60 indicates a high-quality translation. Question 21. You are building an Azure AI Translator custom model. You need to ensure that the translation accuracy for the model has a bilingual evaluation understudy (BLEU) score that indicates high quality. What is the minimum score range required? Option 1. 0 to 19. Option 2. 20 to 39. Option 3. 40 to 59. Option 4. 60 to 79. Option 5. 80 to 100. Correct answer, 40 to 59. Explanation, between 40 and 60 indicates a high-quality translation. Question 22. You are creating an orchestration workflow for language understanding. You need to configure workflows for multiple languages. The solution must minimize administrative effort. What should you create for each language? Option 1. A new deployment. Option 2. Separate models. Option 3. Separate training jobs. Option 4. Separate workflow projects. Correct answer, separate workflow projects. Explanation, orchestration workflow projects do not support the multilingual option, so you need to create a separate workflow project for each language. Question 23. You are building a model that uses conversational language understanding, CLU. You need to measure how accurate the model is by using the ratio between the correctly identified positives, true positives, and all identified positives. Which metric should you use? Option 1. Bilingual Evaluation Understudy, BLEU. Option 2. F1 score. Option 3. Precision. Option 4. Recall. Correct answer, precision. Explanation, precision measures how precise/accurate a model is. It is the ratio between the correctly identified positives, true positives, and all identified positives. The precision metric reveals how many of the predicted classes are correctly labeled. Recall measures the model's ability to predict actual positive classes. F1 score is a function of precision and recall. BLEU is from the Azure AI Translator service. Question 24. You are building a multilingual conversational app by using Conversational Language Understanding, CLU, part of Azure AI Language Service. You create a CLU model that will serve multiple languages. You need to optimize the performance of the model. The solution must minimize development effort. What should you do? Option 1. Add utterances for languages that are performing poorly in the model. Option 2. Configure the app to only query utterances in the language that was used to train the model. Option 3. Create separate projects for each language. Option 4. Train the model by using utterances in multiple languages and only query the model by using the project language. Correct answer, add utterances for languages that are performing poorly in the model. Explanation, with CLU, there is no need to use multiple projects for a model. For example, you can train a model in English and query it in German. There is no project language, therefore, adding utterances for languages in the model that are performing poorly is the appropriate solution to increase performance. Question 25. You have a question answering project. A customer asks a question that is not part of the project. You review the active learning suggestions and do not see any suggestions. You need to ensure that customer questions are included in the active learning suggestions. The solution must minimize administrative effort. What should you do? Option 1. Add the customer questions to the editor manually. Option 2. Configure active learning. Option 3. Enable logging for the project. Option 4. Wait at least 30 minutes before checking for suggestions. Correct answer, wait at least 30 minutes before checking for suggestions. Explanation, active learning suggestions are not in real time. There is an approximate delay of 30 minutes before suggestions show on this pane. This delay balances the high cost involved in real-time updates to the index and service performance. Active learning is turned on by default. You can use active learning for this instead of manually logging the questions and adding them. Question 26. You are configuring a question answering solution. You execute the following API call and receive the following error. Synonyms. Alterations. Fix problems. Troubleshoot. Hashtag diagnostic. You need to ensure that the API call executes successfully. What should you do? Option 1. Modify the order of the synonyms. Option 2. Remove any question and answer pairs from the call. Option 3. Remove any special characters from the call. Correct answer: remove any special characters from the call. Explanation: special characters are not allowed for synonyms. Synonyms can be added in any order, and the ordering is not considered in any computational logic. Synonyms can only be added to a project that has at least one question and answer pair. Question 27. You are building a chatbot that will use the Azure AI language question answering service. You need to identify the operational costs for the service. Which two parameters will influence the costs? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option 1. The number of assigned metadata tags. Option 2. The number of knowledge base editors. Option 3. The number of supported languages. Option 4. The required throughput. Option 5. The size and the number of knowledge bases. Correct answer: the required throughput. Explanation: the throughput, the size, and the number of knowledge bases affect the pricing tier, whereas the other parameters do not affect pricing. Question 28. You are building an app named App1 that uses the Image Analysis API. You are evaluating analyzing images by using the following request. https://star.cognitiveservices.azure.com/computervision/image-analysis analyze? Features equals read description. Which results will the request return? Option 1. A description of the image content only. Option 2. The visible text in the image and a description of the image content. Option 3. Which objects there are in the image and their approximate location. Correct answer: the visible text in the image and a description of the image content. Explanation: the features used in the call are read and description, which will return the visible text in the image, as well as a description of the image content. To return the objects that are in the image and their approximate location, the feature used in the call should be objects. To return a description of the image content only, the feature description should be used alone. Question 29. You are building an app that will use Azure AI Vision to detect the presence of people in a video feed. Which Azure AI Vision feature should you use? Option 1. Face detection. Option 2. Image analysis. Option 3. Optical character recognition, OCR. Option 4. Spatial analysis. Correct answer: spatial analysis. Explanation: the only visual feature that provides this capability is spatial analysis, as OCR, image analysis, and face detection are not meant to analyze the presence of people in a video feed. Question 30. You have an app named App1 that extracts invoice data from PDF files by using an S0 instance of Azure AI Document Intelligence. The PDF files are up to 2 megabytes each and contain up to 10 pages. Users report that App1 is unable to process some invoices. You need to troubleshoot the issue. What is a possible cause of the issue? Option 1. Some of the files are password protected. Option 2. Some of the files are too large. Option 3. Some of the files have too many pages. Option 4. The tier of the Azure AI Document Intelligence instance is insufficient. Correct answer: some of the files are password protected. Explanation: the service cannot process password protected files, and this can cause the service a processing failure for some of the files. Although file size and number of pages can cause failures, the limit for the S0 tier is 500 megabytes and 2000 pages. The S0 tier is sufficient for the file characteristics mentioned. Question 31. You are building an app that will use the Azure AI Custom Vision API to detect when all the spaces in a parking lot are empty. Which feature of the API should you use? Option 1. Image classification. Option 2. Image description. Option 3. Object detection. Correct answer, object detection. Explanation: object detection is similar to image classification, but it returns the coordinates in an image where the applied labels can be found. Image description analyzes an image and generates a human-readable phrase that describes its contents. Image classification applies one or more labels to an entire image. Question 32. You need to build an app that will use Azure AI Vision to analyze and detect animals in images. Which type of project should you use? Option 1. Image classification. Option 2. Image detection. Option 3. Object analysis. Option 4. Object classification. Option 5. Object detection. Correct answer, object detection. Explanation: object detection returns the coordinates in an image where the applied labels can be found, while image classification applies one or more labels to an entire image. Question 33. You are building an app that uses Azure AI Video Indexer. You need to extract keyframes from uploaded video and store them on a disk by using the API. How should you implement the solution? Option 1. Upload the video and download the zip file of the thumbnails. Option 2. Upload the video, download the zip file of the thumbnails, and get the thumbnail for each keyframe. Option 3. Upload the video, get the video index, and get the thumbnail for each keyframe. Correct answer: upload the video, get the video index, and get the thumbnail for each keyframe. Explanation: you need to upload the video, get the video index, and get the thumbnail for each keyframe. 3 API calls need to be done. Uploading the video, and then downloading the zip file of the thumbnails is the path through the Azure portal. You need the index to know the correct parameters for the thumbnail request. Question 34. You are building an app that uses the Azure AI Video Indexer API to analyze Microsoft Teams meeting recordings. The app will search for images and mentions of competing companies. Which content model should you use? Option 1. Custom brands. Option 2. Custom language. Option 3. Custom slate. Correct answer: custom brands. Explanation: the custom brands model supports brand detection from speech and visuals. Slate detection is used for clapperboards and digital patterns with color bars, and the custom language model is used to add words that are not in the model. Question 35. You are building a video processing app that will use Azure AI Video Indexer. You need to configure the training and learning phases for the app. The solution must train the model based on the probability of specific word combinations by using a custom language model. Which 3 practices should be followed for the training data? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option 1. Include at least 500,000 sentences. Option 2. Include multiple examples of spoken sentences. Option 3. Include special characters such as hashtag, @ %, and end. Option 4. Provide multiple adaptation options. Option 5. Put only one sentence per line. Correct answer: include multiple examples of spoken sentences. Explanation: when training the model, you should avoid repeating an identical sentence multiple times, as it may create bias against the rest of the input. You should avoid including uncommon symbols, hashtag @ %, and, as they will be discarded. The sentences in which they appear will also be discarded. You should also avoid putting inputs that are too large, such as hundreds of thousands of sentences, because doing so will dilute the effect of boosting. Question 36. You are building a video processing app that will use Azure AI Video Indexer to extract insights from videos that contain multi-language content. You need to configure the API calls to enable multilingual identification. Which value should you set for the source language parameter? Option 1. Language detection. Option 2. Multi-detection. Option 3. Multi-language detection. Option 4. Multilingual detection. Correct answer, multi-language detection. Explanation: when indexing or re-indexing a video by using the API, choose the multi-language detection option for the source language parameter. The remaining options do not configure the API calls to enable multilingual identification. Question 37. You are building a solution that uses Azure AI Search. You need to execute the initial run of the indexer. Which stages will be included during the initial run? Option 1. Connecting to an Azure data source, creating an index schema, and running the wizard to create objects and load data. Option 2. Creating a data source, creating an index, and creating and running the indexer. Option 3. Document cracking, field mapping, skill set execution, and output field mapping. Correct answer: document cracking, field mapping, skill set execution, and output field mapping. Explanation: document cracking, field mapping, skill set execution, and output field mapping are the stages of indexing. Creating a data source, creating an index, and creating and running the indexer are the stages to create an indexer. Connecting to an Azure data source, creating an index schema, and running the wizard to create objects and load data are the stages for the import data wizard. Question 38. You are building a solution that uses Azure AI Search. You need to save normalized binary files as projections. Which type of projection should you use? Option 1. Files. Option 2. Objects. Option 3. Tables. Correct answer: files. Explanation: tables are used for data that is best represented as rows and columns, or whenever you need granular representations of your data. Files are used when you need to save normalized, binary image files. Objects are used when you need the full JSON representation of your data and enrichments in one JSON document. Question 39. You are building an app will use Azure AI Search. You need to index a collection of documents. What is the first stage of the indexing process? Option 1. Document cracking. Option 2. Field mapping. Option 3. Output field mapping. Option 4. Push into index. Option 5. Skill set execution. Correct answer: document cracking. Explanation: document cracking is the process of opening files and extracting content. It is the first stage of the indexing process. Text-based content can be extracted from files in a service, rows in a table, or items in a container or collection. If you add a skill set in image skills, document cracking can also extract images and queue them for image processing. Question 40. You have a web app named App1 that performs custom searches. You are building a solution that uses Azure AI Search. You need to include App1 as a custom skill as part of the solution. Which type should you use to call App1? Option 1. Microsoft Skills, a custom.aml skill. Option 2. Microsoft Skills, custom.webapi skill. Option 3. Microsoft Skills, text.custom-entity-lookup skill. Option 4. Microsoft Skills, util.conditional skill. Correct answer: Microsoft Skills, custom.webapi skill. Explanation: Microsoft Skills, custom.webapi skill allows the extensibility of an AI enrichment pipeline by making an HTTP call to a custom web API. Question 41. You are building a knowledge mining solution that will use AI enrichment and Azure AI Search. You need to create a data structure that will be used to store the enriched and indexed output for downstream apps. What should you create? Option 1. A knowledge store. Option 2. A searchable index. Option 3. A searchable store. Option 4. An enrichment cache. Correct answer, a knowledge store. Explanation: a knowledge store is used for downstream apps, such as knowledge mining and data science. A knowledge store is defined within a skill set. Its definition determines whether your enriched documents are projected as tables or objects, files or blobs, in Azure storage. Question 42. You are building an app that will extract data from legal documents. You plan to use the Azure AI Document Intelligence pre-built read model. Which three document formats does the pre-built read model support? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option 1. JSON. Option 2. Microsoft Excel. Option 3. Microsoft Word. Option 4. PDF. Option 5. TXT. Correct answer, Microsoft Excel. Explanation: the pre-built read model supports PDF, Excel, and Word files. TXT, JSON, and XML are unsupported by the pre-built read model of Azure AI Document Intelligence. Question 43. You have an Azure OpenAI solution. The solution uses a specific GPT-35 Turbo model version that was current during initial deployment. Auto-update is disabled. Sometime later, you investigate the deployed solution and discover that it uses a newer version of the model. Why was the model version updated? Option 1. Auto-update is always enabled. Option 2. Auto-update is enabled automatically when a new version is released. Option 3. Model versions are updated automatically when the version is older than 5 version updates. Option 4. The model version reached its retirement date. Correct answer, the model version reached its retirement date. Explanation: as your use of Azure OpenAI evolves, and you start to build and integrate with applications, you might want to manually control model updates so that you can first test and validate whether model performance remains consistent for a use case before performing an upgrade. When you select a specific model version for a deployment, this version will remain selected until you either choose to manually update it, or once you reach the retirement date of the model. When the retirement date is reached, the model will upgrade to the default version automatically at the time of retirement. Question 44. You are creating an application that references the Azure OpenAI REST API for a DALL-E model. You plan to use thumbnails of the images that DALL-E generates and display them in a table on a web page. You need to find the image URLs in the JSON response. Which element should you review? Option 1. The IDs array element. Option 2. The images array element. Option 3. The image URL array element. Option 4. The result element. Correct answer, the result element. Explanation: the result from the initial request does not immediately return the results of the image generation process. Instead, the response includes an operation location header with a URL for a callback service that your application code can poll until the results of the image generation are ready. The result element includes a collection of URL elements, each of which references a PNG image file generated from the prompt. Question 45. You are building a web app that will generate images based on user prompts. The app will use the DALL-E 3 Azure OpenAI model. You need to ensure that HTTP requests against the Azure OpenAI API successfully generate images. Which 3 HTTP header properties should you include? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. Option 1. The API version used in this operation. Option 2. The name of the Azure OpenAI service resource. Option 3. The name of the DALL-E 3 model deployment. Option 4. The quality of the generated images. Option 5. The style of the generated images. Correct answer, the API version used in this operation. Explanation: the name of the Azure OpenAI resource, the name of the DALL-E 3 model deployment, and the API version to be used are the 3 required header properties for HTTP requests. The other answers are valid for use in the HTTP body but not the header. Question 46. You are deploying an Azure OpenAI service. You plan to use your own data in the models you will deploy. You need to ensure that the model can index your data sources. Which additional Azure service should you deploy? Option 1. Azure AI Search. Option 2. Content Moderator. Option 3. Language. Option 4. Personalizer. Correct answer, Azure AI Search. Explanation: Azure OpenAI on your data enables developers to use supported AI chat models that can reference specific sources of information to ground the response. Adding this information allows the model to reference both the specific data provided and its pre-trained knowledge to provide more effective responses. Azure OpenAI on your data utilizes the search ability of Azure AI Search to add the relevant data chunks to a prompt. Azure OpenAI on your data still uses a stateless API to connect to the model, which removes the requirement of training a custom model with your data and simplifies the interaction with the AI model. Cognitive Search first finds the useful information to answer the prompt, and Azure OpenAI forms the response based on that information. Question 47. You are building a GPT-based chat application that will answer questions about your company. You plan to use the Using Your Data feature in Azure OpenAI to ground the model with company data. Which 4 types of files can you use to ground the model? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option 1. HTML. Option 2. MD. Option 3. PDF. Option 4. TXT. Option 5. XML. Correct answer, HTML. Explanation: currently only TXT, MD, HTML, PDF, Microsoft Word, and PowerPoint files can be used and are supported using the Using Your Data feature in Azure OpenAI. ZIP and XML files are not supported. Question 48. You are building a GPT-based chat application that will answer questions about your company. You plan to use the Using Your Data feature in Azure OpenAI to ground the model with your company data. While testing, you discover that some responses are not accurate enough. You need to configure the Azure OpenAI resource to filter out less relevant documents for responses. Which parameter should you configure? Option 1. Content data. Option 2. File name. Option 3. Retrieved documents. Option 4. Strictness. Correct answer, strictness. Explanation: the strictness parameter sets the threshold to categorize documents as relevant to your queries. Raising the strictness parameter value means a higher threshold for relevance and filters out more less relevant documents for responses. Retrieved documents specifies the number of top-scoring documents from your data index used to generate responses. Content data specifies the fields in your index that contain the main text content of each document. File name specifies the field in your index that contains the original file name of each document. Question 49. You are building a GPT-based chat application that will answer questions about your company. You plan to test the application by using strategies defined by Microsoft Best Practices. Which 3 prompt engineering strategies should you consider while testing the application? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option 1. Be descriptive. Option 2. Be minimalistic. Option 3. Be simple. Option 4. Be specific. Option 5. Order matters. Correct answer, be descriptive. Explanation: be specific means to leave as little to interpretation as possible. Be descriptive means to use analogies. Order matters means that the order in which you present information to the model can affect the output. Therefore, those 3 are valid best practices. Be simple and be minimalistic do not produce the best results and are, therefore, not best practices. Question 50. You are creating an application that will use Azure OpenAI REST API services. The application uses a REST call to a DALL-E model to generate images. The 3 parameters in the REST call are prompt, n, and size. What does the size parameter indicate? Option 1. The number of responses that you want returned. Option 2. The size of the images in bytes. Option 3. The size of the images in kilobytes. Option 4. The size of the images in pixel resolution. Correct answer, the size of the images in pixel resolution. Explanation: to make a REST call to the services, you need the endpoint and authorization key for the Azure OpenAI service resource you provisioned in Azure. You initiate the image generation process by submitting a POST request to the service endpoint that has the authorization key in the header. The request must contain the following parameters in a JSON body. Prompt: the description of the image to be generated. N: the number of images to be generated. Size: the resolution of the image to be generated, _256x256_512x512 or _1024x1024 Question 51. You plan to implement a solution to extract information from documents by using Azure AI Document Intelligence and use pre-built models where possible. You need to identify the pre-built models available in Azure AI Document Intelligence. Which 3 models are available? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option 1. Invoice. Option 2. Meeting minutes. Option 3. Receipt. Option 4. Time sheets. Option 5. W-2. Correct answer, invoice. Explanation: except for meeting minutes and timesheets, all the other models are pre-built models in Azure AI Document Intelligence. Meeting minutes and timesheets must be added to Azure AI Document Intelligence as custom models. Question 52. You are building an Azure AI language solution. You need to deploy the solution to a location without internet connectivity. What should you do? Option 1. Deploy the solution to a Docker host container. Option 2. Download the model and deploy it to a virtual machine. Option 3. Use an Azure AI Services standard instance. Correct answer: deploy the solution to a Docker host container. Explanation: you can use disconnected containers to host language understanding on premises. There is no virtual machine set up to run a language understanding instance, and a standard instance still has language understanding running in the cloud. Question 53. You are building an app that will identify the core concepts of a document by using Azure AI Services. Which endpoint should you use as part of the solution? Option 1. Custom Named Entity Recognition, NER. Option 2. Key Phrase Extraction. Option 3. The Azure AI Vision API. Correct answer: key phrase extraction. Explanation: you should use the key phrase extraction endpoint. The custom NER endpoint will not do key phrase extraction, and the Azure AI Vision API can be used to process PDF files but not to extract key phrase detection. Question 54. You are building a knowledge mining solution by using Azure AI Search. You need to ensure that the solution supports wildcard queries in search requests. What should you include in the REST API request? Option 1. Query type, extended. Option 2. Query type, full. Option 3. Query type, simple. Option 4. Query type, wildcard. Correct answer: query type, full. Explanation: query type full extends the default simple query language by adding support for more operators and query types, such as wildcard, fuzzy, regex, and field-scoped queries. Question 55. You are building a solution that uses Azure AI Search. You need to create a skill set definition. What are minimum sections you should include in the definition? Option 1. Name, description, and skills. Option 2. Name, description, knowledge store, and encryption key. Option 3. Name, description, skills, and cognitive services. Option 4. Name, description, skills, knowledge store, and encryption key. Correct answer: name, description, and skills. Explanation: only name, description, and skills are required. Cognitive Services is used for billable skills that call Cognitive Services APIs. Knowledge Store specifies an Azure storage account and the settings for projecting the skillset output into tables, blobs, and files in Azure Storage. Encryption Key specifies an Azure Key Vault and customer-managed keys used to encrypt sensitive content, descriptions, connection strings, keys, in a skillset definition. Question 56. You are creating an assistant based on a generative Azure AI model. You plan to use the system message component for prompts in the solution. Which two capabilities does the system message offer for the model? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. Option 1. Defines the data sources that should not be included in the model. Option 2. Defines what the model should and should not do. Option 3. Detects which language is being used in a prompt. Option 4. Helps define the assistant's personality. Correct answer: defines what the model should and should not do. Explanation: the system message is included at the beginning of the prompt and is used to prime the model with context, instructions, or other information relevant to the use case. You can use the system message to describe the assistant's personality, define what the model should and should not answer, and define the format of model responses. Question 57. You have an app that sends audio recordings from a call center to the speech-to-text feature of Azure AI services. During testing, you notice that the word error rate, WER, is high and there are a lot of substitution errors. You need to improve the model and reduce the WER. What should you add to the training data? Option 1. Custom product and people names. Option 2. Overlapping speakers. Option 3. People talking in the background. Correct answer: custom product and people names. Explanation: substitution errors are due to the model needing more training on custom product names and people names. Overlapping speakers define when there are more deletion errors. People talking in the background are detected when there are more insertion errors. Question 58. You are building an app that uses Azure AI Services document translation. You need to improve the quality of the translation for user-uploaded documents. What should you ask the users to include when they upload a document? Option 1. A summary. Option 2. The file format. Option 3. The source language. Option 4. The writing style. Correct answer: the source language. Explanation: if the language of the content in the source document is known, it is recommended to specify the source language in the request to get a better translation. Question 59. You are building a model that uses Conversational Language Understanding, CLU. You need to train the model. Which training methods can you use? Option 1. Advanced, Deterministic, and Standard. Option 2. Advanced only. Option 3. Deterministic only. Option 4. Standard and advanced only. Option 5. Standard only. Correct answer: standard and advanced only. Explanation: both standard and advanced are from CLU. Deterministic is a method from language understanding. Question 60. You are building an orchestration workflow to orchestrate and connect multiple language understanding models and question answering projects for use in a bot. Which two operations can you perform in an orchestration workflow based on Azure AI language service? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option 1. Add entities to your orchestration workflow directly. Option 2. Connect to language understanding applications that are owned by the same resource as the orchestration workflow. Option 3. Connect to question answering projects that are in the same Azure AI language service resource as your orchestration workflow. Option 4. Label a single word as two different entities. Correct answer: connect to language understanding applications that are owned by the same resource as the orchestration workflow. Explanation: adding entities to your orchestration workflow is not allowed. Entities are mutually exclusive within an orchestration workflow. Question 61. You plan to build a chatbot that will help users answer FAQs. You need to identify which scenarios are suitable for use with the Azure AI language question answering service. Which 3 scenarios should you identify? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option 1. When you have a bot conversation that includes dynamic information. Option 2. When you have a bot conversation that includes static information. Option 3. When you have dynamic information in a knowledge base of answers. Option 4. When you have static information in a knowledge base of answers. Option 5. When you need to provide the same answer to a request, question, or command. Correct answer: when you have a bot conversation that includes static information. Explanation: question answering only works with static information, not with dynamic information. In addition, it will always provide the same answer to the same question. Question 62. You are building a solution that uses the Azure AI language question answering service. You need to import FAQ documents for the solution. Which types of data will be extracted during the import process? Option 1. Formatted text, URLs, and bulleted and numbered lists only. Option 2. Formatted text, URLs, images, and diagrams only. Option 3. Unformatted text, images, and diagrams only. Option 4. Unformatted text, numbered lists, and unstructured data only. Correct answer: formatted text, URLs, and bulleted and numbered lists only. Explanation: currently, the extraction of images within documents that are uploaded to question answering for extraction is unsupported, as images need to be reachable via a public URL. Question 63. You build an app named App1 that uses the Azure AI face service. You need to optimize the app for images that contain blurry faces. What should you do? Option 1. Change the recognition model to recognition_02. Option 2. Decrease the Face ID time to live value. Option 3. Set the detection model to detection_02. Correct answer: set the detection model to detection_02. Explanation: model_2 improves accuracy on small, side view, and blurry faces. Changing the recognition model to recognition_02 will improve facial recognition, and Face ID time to live is used for the number of seconds that the Face ID is cached, which has no impact on blurry faces. Question 64. You are building an app that will detect the color scheme of uploaded images. You are evaluating using the Image Analysis API to detect the dominant background color of an image. Which color can the API return as a dominant background color? Option 1. Azure. Option 2. Maroon. Option 3. Silver. Option 4. Teal. Correct answer: teal. Explanation: only a certain set of colors can be returned by the API. The set of possible return colors is black, blue, brown, gray, green, orange, pink, purple, red, teal, white, and yellow. Question 65. You are building an app that will use Azure AI Vision to extract text from scanned images of handwritten text. Which Azure AI Vision feature should you use? Option 1. Azure AI Custom Vision. Option 2. Handwriting Analysis. Option 3. Image Analysis. Option 4. Optical Character Recognition, OCR. Option 5. Spatial Analysis. Correct answer: Optical Character Recognition, OCR. Explanation: OCR is the only visual feature that can extract text from images. Question 66. You are building an app that will use Azure AI Vision to analyze and classify images to build an image library of animals. You need to configure the classification type for the Azure AI Vision project. The solution must ensure that the images selected only include a single animal. Which type of classification should you use? Option 1. multi-class. Option 2, multi-label. Option 3, single class. Option 4, single label. Option 5, uni-label. Correct answer, multi-class. Explanation: multi-label classification applies any number of tags to an image, 0 or more, while multi-class classification sorts images into single categories. Every image you submit will be sorted into the most likely tag. Therefore, using multi-label means that one image can be tagged as both cat and dog at the same time, although it should be either /or. Question 67. You are building an app that will be deployed to an edge device and will use Azure AI Custom Vision to analyze images of fruits. You need to select a model domain for the app. The solution must support running the app without internet connectivity. Which model should you use? Option 1, compact domain. Option 2, food domain. Option 3, general A1 domain. Option 4, general A2 domain. Correct answer, compact domain. Explanation: only compact domain is correct. The Azure AI Custom Vision service only exports compact domains, and the models generated by compact domains are optimized for the constraints of real-time classification on mobile devices. Question 68. You are using a custom language content model in an Azure AI video indexer solution. During testing, you upload a text file that includes the following sentence: Kubernetes is a new feature in Azure and the cloud. The sentence is discarded. You need to ensure that the model retains the sentence. What should you do? Option 1, change the model to a custom slate detection model. Option 2, remove the N character from the text file. Option 3, retrain the model. Correct answer: remove the N character from the text file. Explanation: you need to remove the N character because sentences with special characters will be discarded. Kubernetes is highly specific and unknown to the model, so retraining the model is incorrect. The slate model is for clapperboards and digital patterns with color bars. Question 69. You have a knowledge base that contains semi-structured data. You need to build a bot that will use the knowledge base as part of user conversations. Which service should you use? Option 1, Azure AI Content Moderator. Option 2, Conversational Language Understanding, CLU. Option 3, Custom Question Answering. Correct answer: custom question answering. Explanation: you need to include custom question answering, as it allows you to build a question and answer system from semi-structured content. Question 70. You build an app that enables users to upload scans of invoices. You need to extract text and key/value pairs from the scanned invoices. Which service should you use? Option 1, Azure AI Search. Option 2, Azure AI Document Intelligence. Option 3, Azure AI Immersive Reader. Option 4, Azure AI Metrics Advisor. Correct answer: Azure AI Document Intelligence. Explanation: the Azure AI Document Intelligence is a service that lets you build automated data processing software by using machine learning technology. It allows you to identify and extract text and key/value pairs. Azure AI Metrics Advisor uses AI to perform data monitoring and anomaly detection in time series data. Azure AI Immersive Reader is a tool that implements techniques to improve reading comprehension for new readers, language learners, and people with learning differences. Azure AI Search is a cloud search service to help you identify and explore relevant content at scale. Question 71. You are building an app that will use Azure AI Custom Vision. The app will be deployed to a virtual machine in Azure. You enable firewall rules for your Azure AI Services account. You need to ensure that the app can access the service through a service endpoint. What should you do? Option 1. Assign a role-based access control (RBAC) role to the Azure AI Custom Vision resource. Option 2. Grant access to a specific virtual network. Option 3. Grant access to an Internet IP range. Option 4. Include an access token in the authorization header. Correct answer: grant access to a specific virtual network. Explanation: if you enable the firewall for the Azure AI Services account, you need to allow network access to the service. You can achieve this by either allowing access from a specific virtual network or adding an IP range to the firewall rules. In this situation, the app is deployed to a virtual machine in Azure, which resides in a virtual network. You can provide access to virtual networks in Azure to access specific service endpoints. Question 72. You have an Azure AI Services resource. You need to enable diagnostic logging. What are two prerequisites for diagnostic logging? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option 1. A log analytics workspace. Option 2. An Azure Cosmos DB for NoSQL account. Option 3. An Azure Key Vault. Option 4. An Azure SQL database. Option 5. An Azure storage account. Correct answer: a log analytics workspace. Explanation: the prerequisites to enable diagnostic logging are to have an Azure storage resource that retains diagnostic logs for policy audit, static analysis, or backup. A log analytics resource provides a flexible log search and analytics tool that allows for analysis of raw logs generated by an Azure resource. Question 73. You are building a solution that uses Azure AI Search. You need to define the field attributes for a field where the search results will include a hit count by category. Which attribute should you assign to the field? Option 1. Facetable. Option 2. Filterable. Option 3. Key. Correct answer: facetable. Explanation: facetable is typically used in a presentation of search results that includes a hit count by category. Filterable is referenced in $filter queries, and key is a unique identifier for documents within the index. Question 74. You are provisioning an Azure OpenAI service resource. You need to ensure that the resource is only available to applications that are hosted in your Azure subscription. Which network security setting should you configure? Option 1. All networks. Option 2. All networks and a network security group to control traffic. Option 3. Disabled and allow a private endpoint connection to establish access. Option 4. Selected networks. Correct answer: disabled and allow a private endpoint connection to establish access. Explanation: because the requirements state that access to the resource should only be for applications hosted in the Azure subscription, setting the network option to disabled and configuring a private endpoint meets this requirement. All networks permit access to any network, including the Internet. Selected networks access to networks outside of Azure, if configured that way. Question 75. You are using Azure AI Translator to translate documents from one language to another. You need to extend the capabilities of an application by using the Azure AI Translator service. Which three features are available in the Translator service? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option 1. Detect language. Option 2. Dictionary lookup. Option 3. Entity extraction. Option 4. Intent recognition. Option 5. Transliterate. Correct answer: detect language. Explanation: apart from translation, the following features are part of Translator: transliterate, detect, dictionary lookup, and dictionary example. Question 76. You are building a knowledge mining solution that uses Azure AI Search. You need to apply AI enrichment to your indexer pipeline to generate links to Wikipedia articles. Which skill should you use? Option 1. Microsoft Skills Custom.Web API skill. Option 2. Microsoft Skills Text.Keyphrase extraction skill. Option 3. Microsoft Skills Text.PII detection skill. Option 4. Microsoft Skills text.v3.entity linking skill. Correct answer, Microsoft Skills text.v3.entity linking skill. Explanation: Microsoft Skills text.v3.entity linking skill uses a pre-trained model to generate links for recognized entities to articles in Wikipedia. Question 77. You plan to build an app that will use Azure AI services. You need to identify the methods that can be used to authenticate to Azure AI services. Which two methods can you use? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option 1. A SAML token. Option 2. A subscription key. Option 3. Microsoft Entra ID. Option 4. Kerberos. Correct answer, a subscription key. Explanation: you can use a single or multi-service subscription keys to authenticate to Azure AI services. You can also authenticate to Azure AI services by using a Microsoft Entra ID service principal and role-based access control, RBAC. Azure AI services do not support authentication by using SAML tokens or Kerberos. Question 78. You are building an app that will recognize the intent and entities of user utterances in real time. You are evaluating the use of intent recognition with the Azure AI Speech and Azure AI Language Services or simple pattern matching. When should you use pattern matching? Option 1. You are only interested in matching strictly what the user said. Option 2. You must manage the model by using a web app. Option 3. You must use a machine-learned entity. Option 4. You must use a pre-built entity. Correct answer: you are only interested in matching strictly what the user said. Explanation: the only option is to use pattern matching over language understanding when you want to strictly match what a user said, as the incorrect options are only available in language understanding. Question 79. You are building a web app that will generate images based on user prompts. The app will use the DALL-E 3 Azure OpenAI model. You need to ensure that HTTP requests against the Azure OpenAI API successfully generate images. Which HTTP body property should you include? Option 1. The API version. Option 2. The Azure OpenAI resource name. Option 3. The deployment ID. Option 4. The prompt. Correct answer: the prompt. Explanation: the prompt is the only required property to be used in the body of the HTTP request when requesting to generate a new image by using the DALL-E 3 Azure OpenAI API. The other properties are used in the HTTP header. Question 80. You are building a knowledge mining solution that uses Azure AI Search. You need to extract content from a file within the enrichment pipeline by using AI enrichment. Which built-in skill should you use? Option 1. Microsoft Skills text.keyphrase extraction skill. Option 2. Microsoft Skills text.split skill. Option 3. Microsoft Skills text.v3.entity recognition skill. Option 4. Microsoft Skills util.document extraction skill. Correct answer: Microsoft Skills util.document extraction skill. Explanation: Microsoft Skills util.document extraction skill is the built-in skill used to extract content from a file within the enrichment pipeline.